Surprise visit of a young girl exposed a truth he never imagined his life would never be the same. I stand in the dim glow of the security desk, watching the monitors flicker with the mundane rhythm of a Copenhagen night. The luxury apartment building is quiet, save for the occasional hum of the elevator carrying late-night residents to their penthouses. My shift is almost over, the kind of night where nothing happens except the slow tick of the clock mocking my routine. Then my phone vibrates in my pocket, pulling me from the trance. I glance at the screen, an unknown number with a local prefix. I answer, expecting a wrong dial or perhaps a client complaint, but the voice on the other end is sharp, professional, laced with something urgent. "Mr. Alexander Peterson? This is Lars Hansen, attorney at law. I'm calling regarding the estate of your aunt, Helena Peterson. She's passed away, and you're named in her will." The words hit me like a cold wind off the harbour, freezing me in place. Helena Peterson, my aunt, who died in a car accident 24 years ago, along with the rest of my family. I was 8, abandoned at an orphanage with nothing but a note saying they were gone forever. How can she have a will now? I press the phone harder against my ear, my voice steady despite the storm inside. There must be a mistake. My family died when I was a child. The lawyer pauses, papers shuffling in the background like whispers of secrets long buried. "No mistake, Mr. Peterson. The funeral is tomorrow at Sankt Hans Kirk. Attendance is requested for all beneficiaries. Details will be emailed." He hangs up before I can demand more, leaving me staring at the blank screen. My mind races back to that orphanage doorstep, the rain soaking my thin jacket as social workers pulled me inside. They said accident, no survivors, no relatives left. But now this, a funeral for a ghost. I clock out early, ignoring my colleague's raised eyebrow, and step into the crisp night air. The streets of Copenhagen blur as I walk home, questions piling up like snowdrifts in winter. By morning, the email arrives, crisp and formal, with an obituary attached. I open it on my laptop, coffee steaming beside me, untouched. Helena Peterson, 68, real estate magnate, died of natural causes last week. The photo shows her recent silver hair impeccably styled, eyes sharp as ever. But I remember her younger, from faded memories. Aunt who visited once, bringing sweets and stern looks. The obituary lists survivors. Son Eric, various business associates. No mention of me, the forgotten nephew. I dress in my best suit, the one I wear for court testimonies from my old detective days, and head to the church. Doubt gnaws at me, but curiosity, that old investigator's itch, propels me forward. The church looms grey against the overcast sky, mourners in black clustering like shadows at the entrance. I slip in unnoticed, taking a seat at the back, scanning faces for familiarity. Eric Peterson, Helena's son, stands at the podium, voice smooth as polished marble, eulogizing his mother as a visionary who built Peterson Holdings from nothing. Whispers ripple through the crowd, business partners, distant relatives, none glancing my way. The service drags, hymns echoing off stone walls, but my eyes fix on the casket, ornate and closed. Was she really watching me all these years? The thought twists in my gut, mixing anger with confusion. As the procession ends, I linger, watching Eric shake hands with calculated warmth. A tap on my shoulder startles me. It's the lawyer, Dr. Lars Hansen, older than his voice suggested, with wire-rimmed glasses and a briefcase clutched like a shield. "Mr. Peterson, good you came. We need to discuss the will privately." He leads me to a side room, dimly lit, smelling of old books and incense. We sit at a small table, and he pulls out documents, stamped and sealed. "Your aunt left specific instructions. You're to inherit 30% of Peterson Holdings. Shares, properties, the works. Valued at over 50 million kroner. My breath catches. This can't be real. I lean forward, voice low. She died 24 years ago. Explain that. Hansen adjusts his glasses, avoiding my gaze at first. The accident story was fabricated to protect the family interests. You were placed in the orphanage on Helena's orders. The words land like a punch, knocking the air from my lungs. Fabricated. Protected? I was 8, alone, believing I had no one. Memories flood back, nights crying in dorm beds, foster homes rejecting me, eventually the police academy as my escape. Hansen slides a folder across the table. She received reports on you annually, school records, career updates. She knew about your detective work, your security job now. Rage simmers, but I keep it contained, disciplined as always. I flip open the folder, scanning pages of surveillance, photos of me at graduations, case files from my time busting corruption rings. Why? Why erase me then pull strings from afar? Hansen sighs, leaning back. Your father, Helena's brother, died in that accident, but complications arose, inheritance disputes. Helena thought removing you simplified things. Simplified. Like I was a loose end in a case file. My hands clench the paper, creasing it. And now she gives it back? Guilt? He shakes his head. Perhaps. But there's more. Meet me at the estate tomorrow for the reading. Bring ID. Leaving the church, rain starts to fall, mirroring the storm inside. I walk the wet streets, mind piecing together fragments, orphanage payments, maybe bribes, reports on my life. She was playing God. By evening, I'm home, digging through old boxes from my orphanage days. A single photo emerges, me as a boy with Helena, her arm around me possessively. The back inscribed, Family First. Irony bites hard. Sleep evades me, replaced by plans. Tomorrow I'll confront this web. But first, a call to an old journalist contact. Time to verify Hansen's story. The estate sprawls on the outskirts, a modern fortress of glass and steel overlooking the Sound. Guards wave me through after checking my name, surprise flickering in their eyes. Inside, the foyer gleams with marble floors and abstract art worth fortunes. Eric greets me at the door, smirk barely hidden. The charity case arrives. Mother always had a soft spot for strays. His words sting, but I meet his gaze evenly. I'm family, Eric. Or did you forget? He laughs, leading me to the study where Hansen waits with others, business advisors, a notary. We sit around a mahogany table, tension thick as fog. Hansen reads the will aloud, voice monotonous until my name. To Alexander Peterson, my nephew, 30% equity in Peterson Holdings, plus the family vault contents. Murmurs erupt. Eric's face reddens. This is absurd. He's no Peterson, some imposter digging for gold. I stay silent, watching reactions. Hansen continues. Helena's personal note. Alex, I owed you truth. Start with the vault. The room quiets, eyes on me like suspects in an interrogation. After the reading, Eric corners me in the hall. You think you can waltz in after decades? This empire is mine. His breath smells of whiskey, eyes narrowed. I step closer, voice calm. Decades, you let me believe I was alone. Why? He falters, glancing away. Mother's decision. Stay out of it. He storms off, leaving me with Hansen. The lawyer hands me a key. The vault is downstairs, alone per instructions. Descending the stairs, heart pounding, I unlock the heavy door. Inside, shelves of documents, jewels, and a box labeled Alexander. I open it carefully, dust motes dancing in the dim light. Letters, dozens, addressed to me from my father, dated after the accident. Son, I'm alive, fighting to get you back. My knees weaken. He survived 3 years? Medical records attached, coma, then recovery, but declared incompetent by Helena. Financial transfers, orphanage bribes to lose my file. A photo of my father on his deathbed. Note: Helena took everything. The truth crashes over me. Not abandoned, stolen. For what? Inheritance. I pocket a letter, lock the vault, and emerge determined. This isn't just money, it's war. Outside, rain pours harder, but I feel clearer. Eric watches from a window, phone in hand. Plotting already? I drive away, calling my journalist ally. Dig into Peterson Holdings. Start with orphanage connections. Her voice excited. On it. Heard rumors of corruption. Back home, I spread documents on my table, piecing the puzzle. Helena stole my life to build her throne. Tomorrow, I reclaim it. But a text arrives anonymously. They'll fight dirty. Watch your back. Cliffhanger pulses. Who's warning me? The anonymous text lingers on my screen like a threat disguised as advice, its words echoing in the quiet of my apartment. Who's warning me? Someone from the inside, or an outsider with their own agenda? I trace the number quickly using old detective tricks, but it bounces off burners, untraceable for now. Sleep evades me again, replaced by vigilance. I double-check locks and scan the street below for tails. By dawn, my journalist contact, Sophia, messages back. Orphanage links to Peterson Holdings confirmed. Meet at the Harbour Cafe, noon. I pocket my phone, grab the vault documents, and head out, paranoia sharpening every sense. The cafe buzzes with lunchtime crowds, seawater scent mixing with coffee grounds. Sophia waits at a corner table, laptop open, eyes darting like she's hunted too. She's mid-40s, sharp features from years chasing scandals, her byline on exposés that toppled executives. Alex, this is bigger than you think, she says, sliding a folder my way. Inside, redacted social services files showing payments from Helena's personal account to the orphanage director, timed right after my abandonment. They didn't just place you there. They paid to erase your records, forge a death certificate for you too. My stomach twists. I was declared dead while alive, a ghost in their machine. We huddle over her screen, piecing timelines. My father's accident in 01. Official report says car crash. All perished, but Helena survived with minor injuries. But Sophia's digs reveal inconsistencies. Witness statements altered. Autopsy rushed. Your dad lingered in a coma for months, then recovered partially, she whispers. Hospital bills paid by Peterson Holdings, then suddenly incompetence declaration signed by Dr. Hansen. Helena petitioned court to control his assets, claiming mental unfitness. You were collateral, removed to avoid claims. Rage builds, but I channel it, noting names for follow-up. After the meet, I tail Sophia briefly to ensure she's safe, then detour to the orphanage archives. The building stands weathered, a relic of forgotten kids like me. The current director, an elderly woman with kind eyes, lets me in after I flash my old ID. Peterson? That name rings bells. Big donor back then. She pulls dusty files, but mine's missing. Just a stub noting transferred per family request. I press gently. Any off-books? Payments? She hesitates, then whispers about a former worker, Greta, who kept duplicates. Lives in Fredericksburg now. Be careful. She left under duress. Greta's apartment is modest, curtains drawn against the afternoon sun. She opens the door cautiously, recognizing my name instantly. Alexander? God, you look like your father. Inside, tea steams as she retrieves a hidden box from under floorboards. Paranoid habits from the old days. Files spill out. My intake form stamped confidential. Peterson directive. Notes detail Helena's visit. Boy to be isolated, no family traces. A check stub for 100,000 kroner. For discretion. Greta's voice shakes. She said it was for your safety, but I saw the fear in her eyes. Greed, more like. This confirms it. I was stolen, not saved. Evening falls as I pore over the files at home, cross-referencing with vault letters. My father's words, Helena's ambition knows no bounds, protect the boy. He knew her plans, tried warning through intermediaries, but intercepted. Financial trails lead to shell companies, offshore accounts funneling inheritance meant for me into Peterson startups. Eric's name appears on early docs, a teen then, but signing as witness. Did he know? A knock at my door jolts me. Through the peephole, a delivery man with a package. I sign warily, opening it to find a USB drive. No note. Plugging it in, encrypted files demand a password. I try variations. My birth date, father's name, until stolen air unlocks it. Audio recordings. Helena's voice, clipped and cold, instructing Hansen, declare the brother incompetent. The child goes to the orphanage, permanently. Dates match my disappearance. More. Bribes to officials, forging my death cert to claim full estate. Heart pounding, I copy everything, hiding originals. This is dynamite, proof of conspiracy. But who sent it? Greta? Sophia? Or a trap? Next morning, I confront Hansen at his office, unannounced. The receptionist stammers, but I push past, finding him mid-call. Mr. Peterson, this is irregular. I slam the USB transcript on his desk. Irregular like forging documents, stealing a child's life? He pales, glancing at the door. Helena's orders. She said your father was unstable, a risk to the fortune. Lies. I see it in his fidgeting hands. He recovered, wrote letters. You buried them. Hansen slumps. She paid well. Eric knew too, helped with the shells. Betrayal deepens, cousin complicit from the start. Leaving Hansen rattled, I sense a shadow, tail car, black sedan, following at distance. I lose them in alleyways, old cop instincts kicking in. Back home, Sophia calls. Dug deeper. Peterson Holdings built on your dad's patents, real estate tech he invented. Helena embezzled them post-accident. Proof attaches, patent transfers dated days after incompetence ruling. Empire on stolen ideas, my inheritance laundered through corporations. Minions bribed, social workers, judges. How many lives ruined? Anger fuels me. Time to widen the net. I meet Greta again, this time at a park bench for safety. She brings more, a photo of me with father, pre-accident, happy. He fought for you till the end. Tears well, but I blink them back. She mentions a whistleblower, former accountant at Peterson, who fled after questioning funds. Name's Victor, lives in Malmö now, across the bridge. I thank her, slipping her cash for protection. Drive to Sweden is tense, border checks routine, but eyes everywhere. Victor waits in a dim pub, paranoid, scanning exits. He dives in. Helena siphoned your share into shells, Bahamas accounts, then back to holdings. Ledgers show millions diverted, Eric authorizing. He was groomed for it, knew you existed, stayed quiet for his cut. Victor's evidence, emails, wire transfers. They threatened me silent, said I'd end like your father. Staged accident, Victor nods. Brakes tampered, per rumors. Helena gained control. Monster. She murdered kin for fortune. I record it all, promising anonymity. Returning to Copenhagen, night cloaks the city in suspicion. Another text. They're on to you. Board meeting tomorrow. Crash it. Same anonymous source. I prep. Printing proofs. alerting Sophia for backup story if needed. Sleep sparse, dreams of orphanage coldness mixing with father's phantom voice. Dawn breaks. I suit up, key docks in briefcase. Peterson Holdings tower gleams, security tight. I bluff entry. Meeting with Eric, urgent family matter. Guard hesitates, calls up, waves me in reluctantly. Boardroom hums with suits, Eric at head, mid-presentation on expansions. Eyes widen as I enter, slamming door. Cousin, time we talked truth. He stutters. Security. But I lay out files, patents, bribes, forgeries. Board murmurs, shifting uncomfortably. Helena stole my life, built this on blood. Eric reddens. Lies, you're no heir. But Hanson, present, avoids eyes. I play audio snippet, gasps echo. Chaos erupts, calls for explanations, phones out. Eric lunges, grabbing my arm. You ruin everything. I shake free, voice steel. You let her erase me. Security arrives, but Board halts them. Wait, verify this. I leave amid frenzy, heart racing. Outside, sedan waits, tail again. I evade, ducking into crowds. Sophia texts, story ready to drop if needed. Evidence mounts, but danger too. Who's the ally texting? A call comes, unknown. Vault had more. Check the hidden compartment. Back to the estate. Risky, but necessary. Night falls. I gear up for infiltration, shadows closing in. Night cloaks Copenhagen as I approach the Peterson estate, shadows stretching long across its manicured lawns. The anonymous call about a hidden vault compartment gnaws at me, urging risk despite the black sedan trailing me earlier. I park a block away, blending into the darkness in a black jacket, old detective habits keeping my steps silent. The estate's security is tight. Cameras sweep the perimeter. But I know blind spots from casing it yesterday. Scaling a low wall, I disable a sensor with a quick wire cut, heart pounding as I slip toward the basement entrance. The vault waits below, holding answers or a trap. Inside, the air is cool, heavy with the scent of steel and secrets. The vault door looms, its lock unchanged from my last visit. I turn the key, muscles tense, half expecting an alarm or ambush. Silence greets me instead, the shelves of documents and jewels glinting faintly under LED lights. I scan for the hidden compartment, nothing obvious. Running fingers along the walls, I find a seam behind a shelf, barely perceptible. Pressing it, a panel clicks open, revealing a small metal box. My breath catches. This feels like crossing a line I can't uncross. The box is heavy, unmarked, with a digital lock. I try stolen air again. It works. Inside, a stack of letters, a flash drive, and a single photograph. My father, younger, with a woman I don't recognize, both smiling at a Copenhagen park. A note on the back in his handwriting. To Alex, my truth. The letters are dated post-accident, detailing his fight to reclaim me before Helena's legal maneuvers silenced him. One line burns. She staged the crash to bury us both. My hands shake. Murder, not just theft. The flash drive hums with promise. More evidence? I pocket the contents and reset the vault, slipping out as a guard's flashlight sweeps nearby. Back in my car, I plug the drive into my laptop, heart racing. Files load, audio recordings, bank statements, and a video. Helena's voice, cold as ice. The boy's gone, the brothers neutralized. Move the funds to Verdant. Verdant. Same shell company Victor mentioned. Bank records show millions funneled through it, signed by Eric and Hanson. The video is grainy. My father in a hospital bed, weak but lucid, pleading to a nurse. Get my son back. My throat tightens. He never stopped fighting. Dawn breaks as I drive to Sophia's safe house. a cramped apartment littered with research notes. She's awake, coffee brewing, eyes widening at the new evidence. This is murder, Alex, not just fraud. We cross-reference the bank statements with Victor's ledgers. Dates align, funds stolen from my father's patents. Sophia pulls up an old article. The crash site had tampered brakes, dismissed as mechanical failure. Helena paid off investigators, she says, voice grim. I nod, resolve hardening. We take this public, but first, I need Eric to crack. I arrange a meet with Eric at a neutral spot, a quiet bar near the harbour. He arrives, suit pristine but eyes bloodshot, betraying sleepless nights. You're out of your depth, Alex, he starts, voice low. I slide a printed bank statement across the table. Recognize Verdant? You signed off on stealing my inheritance. His jaw tightens. He doesn't deny it. Mother said it was for the family. You were a risk. I lean in, voice steady. A risk to her empire, built on my father's blood? He flinches, guilt flickering. I was a kid when it started. She made comply. Eric's admission is a crack, but not enough. I play the hospital video on my phone, my father's weak voice echoing. His face crumples. I didn't know about the crash, not then. I press. But you knew about me. Kept quiet for your cut. He downs his drink, hands shaking. She'd ruin me too. Still can. I slide him a deal. Testify against her, lessen his sentence. He hesitates, then nods. Meet me at the office tomorrow. I'll get files. A lifeline or a ploy? I leave, wary of betrayal. Back at my apartment, I call Greta for more context. She's nervous, voice hushed over the phone. Helena had allies, cops, judges. Your father tried suing for custody. They buried him in paperwork. She mentions a retired judge, Niels Berg, who might talk. I track him down to a nursing home, his memory sharp despite frail hands. Helena came to me in 02, he admits. Offered bribes to seal your father's incompetence ruling. I refused, retired early. He hands me a notarized affidavit from then, naming Hansen as the fixer. Another piece locks in. Night falls, and I prep for Eric's meet, backing up evidence to Sophia's cloud. A new text arrives, anonymous again. Eric's lying. Check his office now. Instinct screams caution, but I go. Peterson Holdings is dark, security light. I use a guard's keycard lifted earlier to enter Eric's corner office. His desk yields a laptop, password bypassed with a trick from my detective days. Files reveal recent transfers to Verdant, active, not old. Eric's still laundering, covering tracks. A noise, footsteps. I hide, heart pounding as a guard passes. Slipping out, I call Sophia. Eric's double-crossing, active shells, new funds. She curses, promising to leak the crash evidence to a trusted editor. Morning brings news. Her outlet runs a teaser. Peterson scandal, stolen heir. My phone buzzes. Hansen, panicked. Meet me alone. I'll explain everything. I agree, picking a public square for safety. He's there, sweating, briefcase clutched. Helena's moving assets offshore tonight. Eric's helping. I record covertly, pushing. And the murder? My father? He stammers. I didn't know. Just followed orders. Hansen's fear is real, but he's a loose end. I leave him, texting Sophia to watch him. At home, I dig into the video metadata. Timestamp postdates my father's death certificate. Forged, like me. Anger surges, but focus holds. I contact Niels again, securing his testimony for court. Sophia calls. Eric's meeting Helena's old fixer tonight. Warehouse, 11 p.m. I gear up, black hoodie, recorder ready. The warehouse looms, industrial and dark, perfect for secrets. I slip in, hiding behind crates, as Eric arrives with a man, stocky, scarred, ex-cop vibe. Their talk confirms it. Helena's alive, orchestrating from hiding. She wants Alex gone, permanently, the fixer says. Eric hesitates. Just scare him. My pulse spikes. They're planning a hit. I record, edging closer, but a crate shifts, betraying me. The fixer spins, gun drawn. Who's there? I bolt, weaving through stacks, their shouts echoing. Outside, I lose them in alleys, breath ragged. Evidence secured, but danger's real now. Sophia's line rings busy. Compromised? I text the anonymous number. Who are you? I need help. No reply, but headlights flash nearby. Friend or foe? Headlights pierce the alley's darkness, pinning me like a suspect in an interrogation. I freeze, hand on the recorder in my pocket, weighing whether to run or confront. The car idles, engine low, and a figure steps out. Sophia, her face taut with urgency. Alex, get in. They're closing in. I slide into the passenger seat, pulse still racing from the warehouse escape as she peels away from the curb. The city blurs past, Copenhagen's lights streaking like warning signals. Eric's fixer called in muscle, she says, eyes on the rear view. Your anonymous tip came from me. I hacked their burner phones. Sophia's revelation lands hard. She's been the shadow ally all along. Why not tell me? I ask, gripping the door as she swerves through traffic. Couldn't risk it till I confirmed the fixer's moves, she replies, handing me a tablet. It shows intercepted texts, Eric ordering surveillance on me, Helena directing funds to a new offshore account. She's not dead, Alex. Faked it to dodge liability. My jaw tightens. The funeral was a ruse, her empire still alive through proxies. We head to her safe house to regroup, knowing every second counts. At the safe house, we spread out evidence on a cluttered table, vault letters, audio files, forged death certificates. Sophia's laptop pings with a new lead. A shell company, Verdant Strategies, just wired 2 million kroner to a Swiss account linked to Helena. She's liquidating, Sophia mutters, tracing the transaction. I cross-reference with the warehouse audio. The fixer mentioned a final transfer tonight. My father's patents, my stolen inheritance, all funneled through Verdant. I slam a fist on the table, papers scattering. We hit them now, before they vanish. Sophia nods, already drafting a story for her outlet. Peterson Air exposes murder and fraud. But I need more than headlines. I need Eric to break publicly. I call Greta, who's gone underground since our last meet. Her voice crackles over a burner. Helena's got cops on payroll. Watch for squad cars near the estate. She mentions Victor, the Malmö whistleblower, has new docs, bank ledgers implicating Eric directly. I arrange a dead drop at a park, but paranoia creeps in. The fixer's gun in the warehouse felt too real. I arm myself with a concealed knife, legal for now. The dead drop goes smoothly. Victor's ledgers detail Eric's signatures on Verdant transfers dated weeks ago. Back at the safe house, I match them to Hansen's files. Eric wasn't just complicit, he was operational, funneling my inheritance while I was a kid in foster homes. Rage simmers, but I channel it, prepping for a showdown. Sophia's story drops online at dawn, trending instantly. Stolen Air seeks justice. My phone buzzes. Hansen, desperate. Meet me at the old dockyard alone. I'll turn evidence. Trap or truth? I go, wired for sound. The dockyard smells of rust and salt water, cranes looming like sentinels in the fog. Hansen waits, clutching a briefcase, eyes darting. Helena's alive, hiding in Bornholm, he blurts. She'll kill me if she knows I talked. I record, pressing, why fake her death? He stammers, to dodge fraud charges. Eric's her puppet now. He hands over a USB, more audio, Helena ordering my father's crash staged. Brakes cut. Driver paid off. My blood runs cold. Murder confirmed. Before I can ask more, tires screech. A black van roars in, men spilling out. I shove Hansen behind a crate, drawing my knife as two thugs advance. Peterson wants you gone, one growls. I dodge a punch, slicing one's arm, adrenaline kicking in from old police training. Hansen bolts, leaving me to fend off the second, who's bigger, armed with a baton. I disarm him, but a third grabs me from behind, choking. Sophia's car screeches in. She'd tailed me, thank God, blinding them with headlights. I break free, diving into her car as she guns it. "You're insane," she pants, "but we got their faces on dashcam." Back at the safe house, we upload the dockyard audio and dashcam to Sophia's editor, bolstering her story. Social media erupts, stolen hair trends, veterans groups rallying for me. But Helena's reach worries me. Greta texts a warning. Cops sniffing around, likely bribed. I call Niels Berg, the retired judge, for legal muscle. He's ready. I've got contacts in the prosecutor's office. File for fraud and conspiracy now. I draft charges with Sophia's help. Fraud, embezzlement, child abandonment, murder. The courthouse looms tomorrow, but first, I need Eric's confession. I ambush Eric at his penthouse, bypassing security with a fake delivery ID. He's alone, whiskey glass in hand, TV blaring my story. "You're finished," I say, tossing ledgers on his table. "Verdant, the crash, my father. You knew." His face pales, but he sneers. "You've got nothing." I play the dockyard audio. Helena's voice damns him. He slumps, defeated. "I was 15 when she started. She said you'd ruin us." I lean in. "Testify, or you're in cuffs with her." He nods, broken, agreeing to turn state's evidence. Morning brings the courthouse, a grey fortress of justice and bureaucracy. I stride in, Sophia and Niels flanking me, veterans from my old precinct in the gallery. Eric's there, pale, with a lawyer, ready to testify. Helena's absence screams guilt. She's still dead to the world. The judge, a stern woman named Clara Voss, calls order. My attorney, Niels's contact, presents the case. Alexander Peterson, rightful heir, seeks justice for fraud, conspiracy and murder. I submit the vault evidence, Hansen's USB, Eric's ledgers. Gasps ripple as the crash audio plays. Helena's cold orders. Eric takes the stand, voice shaking. "Mother orchestrated everything. Alex's removal, the crash, the funds." He details Verdant's accounts, naming bribed officials. The gallery buzzes, reporters scribble. Helena's lawyer, a slick man named Jens, objects. "Hearsay, no proof she's alive." I counter with bank transfers, live yesterday, tied to her alias. Judge Voss narrows her eyes. "Enough for a warrant, find her." Eric's testimony seals it. Helena's empire cracks. But Jens smirks, hinting at a countermove. What's Helena planning? Outside, rain pelts the courthouse steps, media swarming. Sophia whispers, "Helena's in Bornholm per Hansen. Raid's planned tonight." I nod, but unease grows. Jens's confidence suggests a trap. Back home, I find a letter slid under my door. No postmark, just my name. Inside, a single line. "You're closer, but not safe. Bornholm's a lure." My anonymous ally again. Sophia confirms it's not her. Heart racing, I call the prosecutor. "Delay the raid. It's a setup." They agree, but time's tight. Helena's out there pulling strings, and I'm her target. Helena's out there pulling strings, and I'm her target. The letter's warning echoes as I crumple it, tossing it into the bin with a curse. Sophia paces the safe house, her phone glued to her ear, coordinating with the prosecutor on the delayed raid. Bornholm's a decoy. Satellites show no activity at her supposed hideout, she says, hanging up. I nod, mind racing. Helena's always one step ahead, like a ghost in the machine of her own empire. We decide to push forward with the charges, filing them electronically before midnight, sealing Helena's fate in digital ink. Morning sunlight filters through the courthouse blinds, casting bars of light across the wooden benches. I sit rigid in my suit, Niels Berg beside me, his affidavit stack thick as a Bible. The gallery fills with reporters, veterans, and curious onlookers, whispers buzzing like static. Judge Voss calls order, her gavel sharp as a gunshot. My attorney rises. Your Honor, new evidence confirms Helena Peterson faked her death to evade justice. I submit the Swiss transfers, dockyard audio, and Eric's testimony transcript, each piece a nail in her coffin. Eric shuffles to the stand again, sweat beading on his forehead under the harsh lights. She orchestrated the crash, paid a mechanic to tamper with the brakes, he confesses, voice cracking. The courtroom gasps. A reporter drops her notebook. Eric details Verdant's laundering, naming dates and amounts stolen from my father's estate. Helena's lawyer, Jens, objects furiously. This is slander from a disgruntled son. But Judge Voss overrules, eyes narrowing. Continue, Mr. Peterson. Eric breaks further. She threatened me as a child, said I'd end up like Alex if I talked. The doors swing open mid-testimony, and chaos erupts. Helena strides in, alive and defiant, flanked by bodyguards and Jens. Her silver hair is impeccable, face a mask of controlled fury, but her eyes betray panic. This farce ends now, she declares, voice echoing. The gallery erupts, cameras flash wildly. Judge Voss pounds her gavel. Order, Miss Peterson. You're under arrest for fraud and conspiracy. Helena smirks, countersuing on the spot. This man is an imposter. DNA will prove it. I meet her gaze, steady as steel. She's cornered, lashing out. The judge orders an immediate DNA test, swabs taken in a side room under supervision. Tension coils as we wait for results. Media frenzy outside, chants of stolen air filtering through walls. Helena sits across the aisle, whispering to Jens, her posture rigid like a queen dethroned. Sophia texts from the gallery, stories viral, public's on your side. Niels leans in. Her breakdown's coming, hold firm. The lab tech returns, envelope sealed, handing it to Voss. She reads aloud. 99.9% match. Alexander Peterson is the biological son of Helena's brother. Gasps ripple. Helena's face cracks, color draining. Impossible, she mutters, but the evidence mounts. Father's letters projected on screen, his words damning her ambition. I take the stand, voice calm. She stole my childhood, my father's life, for her empire. I detail the orphanage bribes, the surveillance reports, the staged accident. Helena interrupts, standing. He would have destroyed everything I built. The courtroom stills. Her admission hangs like smoke. Judge Voss leans forward. Miss Peterson, that sounds like motive for murder. Helena falters, hands trembling as she grips the table. You don't understand. I protected the family. But her voice rises, cracking. The boy was a liability, his father weak. Murmurs turn to shouts. Veterans stand in outrage. Jens tries to silence her, but she pushes him away. I did what was necessary. Breaks, incompetence, all of it. The gallery erupts. Bailiffs move in. Helena collapses into her seat, sobbing, the mask shattered. Judge Voss declares, arrest her. Add murder charges pending investigation. Handcuffs click around Helena's wrists, her eyes finding mine in disbelief. You're nothing without me, she hisses as they lead her away. I watch, emotions surging, not triumph, but closure, like a case finally solved. Outside, media swarms, questions flying. How does it feel to reclaim your life? Sophia shields me, whispering, Peterson Holdings Board's voting now. Your inheritance is secure. But a new text arrives, anonymous. Not over. Hansen's flipped, but watch for the doctor. Dr. Hansen. He's in hiding, but perhaps the final loose end. We retreat to Sophia's office, where Niels reviews the ruling. Helena denied bail, trial set for weeks. Eric's cooperation earns him leniency. House arrest, asset freeze. Peterson Holdings emails, 60% shares to me per penalties and original will. I stare at the figures. Millions, properties, power I never sought. But it's tainted. I plan reforms, a foundation for forgotten kids. Sophia smiles. You did it, Alex. Yet unease lingers. Hansen's name nags, his earlier panic too real. Evening brings a call from the prosecutor. Hansen's surfaced, wants immunity for full testimony. We meet at a secure precinct. Hansen disheveled, eyes haunted. Helena had a backup plan, poisoned assets, rigged to collapse if she fell. He details booby-trapped accounts, funds tied to criminal syndicates. Eric knew partially, but she kept the worst from him. I record, pushing. And my father's murder? Details. Hansen spills, mechanic's name, payoffs, even a hit on me planned post-funeral. The web unravels further. Helena's empire built on bodies. Prosecutors raid verdant offices overnight, seizing servers and ledgers. Morning news blasts. Peterson matriarch charged with murder. I watch from my new office at Holdings. Board members deferential now. Sophia joins, story updated. Heir's victory exposes corruption. But a package arrives, unmarked, containing my father's watch, engraved, to Alex with truth. Inside a note, from one survivor to another, AB. AB? My initials reversed? No. Perhaps a sibling, hinted in files. The door knocks. A woman enters, mid-30s, eyes like mine. Brother? I thought you died. Shock roots me. She's my half-sister, told I perished in the crash. Helena lied to us all, she says, tears welling. We embrace, pieces fitting. Extended family mourned me for years. She brings letters from relatives, photos of a life I missed. Emotion crashes. I wasn't alone. Sophia watches, smiling. Family found. But the prosecutor calls. Helena's confessing, wants a deal. I head to the station, ready for the final face-off. Helena sits in interrogation, cuffed and diminished, no pearls or power suits. You win, Alex, she says, voice hollow. But know this, I built it for legacy. I lean in. You built it on my stolen life. Now watch it crumble. She breaks fully, detailing the crash, bribes, my erasure. Prosecutors nod. Her sentence looms. 15 years minimum. Leaving, closure settles, but the sibling revelation opens new doors. Back at Holdings, I announce reforms, ethical investing, orphanage aid. The board applauds. My father's patents will help, not harm. Yet as night falls, a final text. One more truth. Your father's letters hid a fortune offshore, clean. Coordinates enclosed. I follow them to a bank vault, contents yielding millions untarnished, redemption in wealth and family. But whispers linger. Helena's syndicates might retaliate. Sophia warns, it's not over till they're all down. I nod, stealing for the end game. I nod, stealing for the end game. The weight of newfound family and fortune pressing like a badge of honor earned in battle. My half-sister Lena sits across from me in the Holdings boardroom, her eyes mirroring our father's in old photos as we pore over documents outlining the company's future. She's cautious at first, sharing stories of growing up under Helena's shadow, believing I was lost forever in the crash. We mourned you every year, she says, voice soft, handing me a locket with my childhood picture inside. Emotion surges, but I focus on the plan, reforming Peterson Holdings into something ethical, stripping away the corruption Helena embedded. The board, now loyal out of fear or respect, approves my proposals unanimously, channeling profits towards social services and tech for underserved communities. Hanson's full testimony arrives via the prosecutor, a sealed file detailing every bribe and forgery, including his role in declaring my father incompetent. Disbarment hits him first, followed by charges of conspiracy and perjury, landing him a 5-year sentence in a minimum security facility. I visit him once, not for closure, but confirmation, watching his regret through the glass partition. Helena dragged us all down, he mutters, but I leave without sympathy, his words hollow against the lives he helped ruin. Back at the office, Sophia publishes the exclusive. Hanson's fall caps the scandal, public outrage ensuring no appeals succeed. Eric's sentencing comes swift, his cooperation earning a reduced term, 3 years probation, community service, and total disinheritance. He appears in court humbled, avoiding my gaze as the judge lectures on family betrayal. Lena whispers during the hearing, "He was weak, but not evil. Mother molded him." I nod, but forgiveness isn't mine to give yet. Eric's assets transfer to me, boosting my control to 60% of holdings. Post-verdict, he approaches in the hallway, voice low. "I'm sorry, Alex, for everything." I shake his hand briefly, a truce more than absolution, knowing his silence cost me decades. Helena's trial dominates headlines, her composed facade crumbling under cross-examination. Prosecutors play the courtroom audio, her screamed admissions replayed for the jury, each word a self-inflicted wound. She takes the stand defiant, claiming protection of legacy, but cracks when shown my father's letters. He was going to squander it all. The jury deliberates mere hours, returning guilty on fraud, embezzlement, conspiracy, and manslaughter. 15 years, no parole. As they lead her away, she locks eyes with me one last time, whispering, "You'll fail without me." I watch her go, a chapter closing, the empire she built now mine to rebuild. With Helena imprisoned, raids dismantle Verdant strategies, recovering laundered millions funneled back to legitimate accounts. I donate a portion to orphanages, renaming one after my father, ensuring no child faces erasure like I did. Lena joins the board, her insights fresh, helping pivot holdings towards sustainable real estate and tech innovations from Dad's patents. Sophia's book deal follows, chronicling the Stolen Heir saga, with me as consultant, royalties funding scholarships for foster kids. Evenings we gather with extended family, aunts and cousins who thought me dead, sharing meals and memories, piecing together a lineage Helena fractured. The offshore fortune from father's letters yields clean assets, properties in Sweden, untouched by corruption. I sell some, investing in a foundation, Peterson Renewal, aiding forgotten children with education and legal aid. Launch day draws crowds, veterans saluting as I unveil the plaque, for those erased, now reclaimed. Lena stands beside me, proud, our bond strengthening daily. Sophia covers it live, her article praising the turnaround, from betrayal to beacon. Challenges linger. Syndicate remnants send threats, but with police protection and my detective skills, we neutralize them, arrests following swiftly. Months pass. Holdings thrives under ethical reins, profits soaring without the rot. I visit Helena in prison once, curiosity driving me, finding her aged, bitter in her cell. "You think you've won?" She sneers through the barrier. "I built you. Your fight came from me." I smile faintly. No, Aunt. It came from Dad, from surviving you. Leaving, peace settles, her influence fading like echoes in an empty hall. Back home, Lena and I plan expansions, family dinners becoming routine, laughter filling gaps once silent. One crisp autumn evening, overlooking the harbour from my new apartment, I reflect on the journey, from orphanage steps to corporate helm. The anonymous tips, now traced to a reformed insider at Holdings, cease with the threats. Sophia joins me for coffee, our partnership evolving into friendship, her stories inspiring others. The Foundation's first graduates thank me personally, their success mirroring my redemption. Legacy isn't inherited, it's forged in fire, truth by truth. They tried to erase me. Instead, they created their own destroyer.